Years ago, we told you that Nintendo was preparing a Nintendo Cinematic Universe for movies. We thought it was with Illumination. But today, we can tell you that it's coming from all kinds of studios all across the nation. Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Mario, is now taking over as the creative lead on so many various movies. And they will not be handheld by the studios, not by Hollywood, not by Tinseltown. Nintendo is coming in, and they have the crown. Hello friends, hello fam, welcome back yet again. We have the know-how to explain what's going down all across Hollyweird. Today we're going to tell you about the NCU, not the MCU, the NCU. That's the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, and a burst of creativity that's coming from Japan to take over the sinking sands of the cinematic industry. Folks, as we do, click the like button, and wahoo, here we go. Wahoo! Coming to you from the Warp Pipe. Take a look at this from Video Games Chronicle. Nintendo says it plans a consistent release of new films following the Super Mario Galaxy and Zelda movies. The company says it's building towards a framework. Well, let's look at this. What do we got here from, who's our author? Chris Scullion. Scullion? Nintendo says it plans to release movies on a regular basis following the success of the Super Mario Bros. Movie, but not in the way many believed, and we'll tell you why. In a presentation following the release of its second quarter financial results, Nintendo president Shuntaro Furukawa, guys, did I get that right? Furukawa,
yeah.
Furukawa? Okay.
Furu, yeah.
Okay.
Nobuo Uematsu. Sorry.
Explain the company's current approach and structure for movies and videos based on its IP. Mr. F noted that rather than simply handing over the IP to a film studio and letting them figure it out, Nintendo is deeply involved in the production of its movies, from planning and development through to production. Pay close attention to this next paragraph. It really matters. Quote, for the Super Mario Bros. Movie and the upcoming Super Mario Galaxy movie, our own Shigeru Miyamoto, who is the guy who made Mario and Donkey Kong and all of those things, has served as a co-producer alongside Mr. Chris Melandari of Illumination. For the live-action movie of The Legend of Zelda, Shigeru Miyamoto is co-producing with Mr. Avi Arad of his same named Production Incorporated, and has been closely involved since the initial planning stages. Mr. Furukawa also noted that Nintendo set up an animation production company, Nintendo Pictures, which was responsible for the recent Pikmin animated short Close to You. In other words, there was a big anticipation, and I think a huge push behind Illumination to build up an NCU that would take on the other giant franchises of the day, but it looks like Nintendo is choosing to go their own way. In other words, just what we reported, I guess, about a year ago, that it was kind of startling to those inside the animation studio that made the Mario Brothers movie. Nintendo is not interested in being handheld. That's a funny joke, eh? Nintendo is very interested in doing things their way. They're bigger than Hollywood. The video game industry is something like 12 times the size of theatrical releases, and Nintendo is coming in there, and they're saying, we're going to work with a lot of people, and we're going to be in charge of everything. That's the way this is going to play out, and that's why you're going to have live-action movies from other studios. That's why Nintendo is going to get involved too, but they are going to be the leaders of their destiny, and I don't believe any longer that we're going to have a cohesive NCU, but rather it seems like Nintendo sat down and decided, we're going to guide this, and we're going to have all kinds of movies from all kinds of studios, but in every single one of them, we've got quality control and we've got creative control every single time. Mo, what do you say about Nintendo? Is that a good or a bad strategy? Should they have stuck with Illumination and released a bunch of Nintendo movies, all the same aesthetic and variety, or is this the right way to handle it?
This is the Nintendo way to handle it. We own it. We're in charge. We're the ones that are going to make the final decision. And I think today's day and age, that's going to serve them well, because you never know when new management or something bifurcates away from Illumination. Say like something happens, say you get a Pixar where it gets ideologically taken over. I don't know if that's their intention, but I think they're being very smart with it. And, I'm not shocked at all that Nintendo would do this. This is how they do it. We own it. We're the ones that make the calls. And like you said, video games make so much more money than movies. So I think this is a good move, but I think this is a very Nintendo move, and I think this will keep the production studios at their heel, so that they do what they want and keep their IPs in line with their video games. So the movies and the video games don't stray too far from each other. Much like the original 1993 Super Mario Brothers. I don't think they want another one of those.
No.
No one does.
Christian, I'm trying to think about this. I can't think of anybody else who has this kind of an arrangement or could have this kind of an arrangement where you could be working with all kinds of different studios with your IPs and creative controlling every single one of them. I can't think of any other entity that would do that.
They have the power to do it in the cloud. I think it makes sense on a lot of different levels. My only worry is that their initial success with the Super Mario Brothers movie, maybe their heads got too big and maybe they don't know filmmaking in Hollywood. What's the old William Goldman expression in Hollywood? No one knows anything. So they could be a little bit too full of themselves. But as far as quality control, as far as knowing their product and their message and their brand better than anyone else, I think it's smart. I can't help but just always go back to the Star Wars when Disney brought it off Lucas, because they didn't have a plan. They didn't have a mission. They didn't have a cohesive structure. And look what happened. I mean, it's an absolute perfect test case and failure. And so if there's one august body that knows it intimately, it's Nintendo on Nintendo gaming. So yeah, I think it's smart. Not perfect. Nothing's perfect, but smart.
Absolutely. And do you know, Nat, who probably is the biggest winner out of all of this right now?
No.
Chris Pratt.
I'm going to say, now I could be wrong. Yeah, Chris Pratt. Well, the luckiest man in Hollywood, I tell you what. But Epic Universe. I'll guarantee you, Epic Universe right now, everybody who's working on this thing and all the other Universal Studios parks, they got to be jumping up and down, because this means a steady stream of content, not just video games, but merchandisable movies to keep interest in this theme park and maybe future expansions as well. I mean, what a win for them to hear that, yeah, Nintendo's not just working on one, not just working on two, but a bunch of projects, and it's going to be with a bunch of different studios.
And I think also if I remember correctly, I believe it was last year, at the beginning of this year, they were talking about The Legend of Zelda and casting choices for The Legend of Zelda, and Hunter Schafer's name came up.
Who is it, Jonas? Jonas, who are the leads on that? Because that literally just went into production.
Right. It's two unknowns, essentially. So
there you go again, being pejorative. Why do you got to do that? Unknowns.
Unknowns is positive. It means it's not a bunch of they're not gearing towards anything that's like, oh well, we're getting the star of this racially conscious Netflix show to come in here and do this. They didn't
cast Rachel Zegler as Zelda.
No, not
they're
this
fame
time
challenged.
Fame challenged. I love that. They have fame moderation, according to Disney.
I think the girl playing Zelda has been in something in the past, but they did a talent search and that's fine and that's good, and it makes me a lot less worried for the production to know that they don't have a known quantity in that space.
So Nat, you're exactly right, and it just went into production. So how about that?
It's interesting to see that. I think any other, not any other, but a lot of other companies or people taking movies into production might have wanted to continue with the rumor if it was already out, because they thought it might have helped, but Nintendo didn't do that. So that might be a good indication of at least a little bit of where they plan to take or what they want to do with their properties, hopefully.
Yeah. I got to say, I'm pretty excited about this. And when you think about the IPs that they could do, that there's a Donkey Kong movie that could happen. That could be really popular. You could have it sort of ape King Kong a little bit.
Unfortunately, Seth Rogen is the voice of Donkey Kong in the Super Mario Brothers movie, and I very much doubt he's been cut out of the sequel. So
let's change that, Jonas, as fast as possible.
As long as he doesn't have any kind of script approval on any of these movies.
Who let him in?
In kids' movies, it's the worst form of Seth Rogen. Like, I get it. Go make your stoner movies. I don't care. But yeah, exactly. You're getting a very Seth Rogen kind of performance here, and it's like, okay, whatever. Why don't you cast Benedict Cumberbatch as the Grinch while you're at it? Like, what's the point here?
The person in the Mario movie that did the best, I thought, was Jack Black. I mean, he really became Bowser, whereas Chris Pratt was kind of like think I'm going to play Chris Pratt in this one. And, he was kind of to talk about the Lego Movie again. He was basically what's the little character's name? Emmett. He's basically Emmett all over again. It was just he does a one thing, but yeah, Seth Rogen is Seth Rogen and everything, unfortunately, and he doesn't have to be.
Well, he doesn't have to be, but what he has to do is tank a movie like he just did the Keanu Reeves flick, Good Fortune.
Yikes.
So nobody went to see that. So it was awful.
I don't know why Hollywood keeps giving him stuff, Like, why did they give him the Turtles? Who ever thought, boy, I want to give these Ninja Turtles to Seth Rogen?
Well,
that'll work.
He did the studio, and Hollywood loves it when you make movies about Hollywood. Well, shows about Hollywood. They absolutely love the studio.
Plus, he's always holding. And so if you're on set with the guy, you probably can be taken well care of.
I think he's also the closest thing that they have right now. He's kind of taken that place that Kevin Smith was the nerd whisperer for a very long time. And I think they view Seth Rogen in that same way. Oh, he's a normal person. Well, he hasn't been normal for quite some time now.
He's made one good movie, and it was Zack and Miri make an adult film. So
You know the easiest movie in the world for Nintendo to get behind? Metroid. I mean, you talk about money you could make off a Metroid movie.
It'd be ridiculous, yeah.
Ridiculous cash you could have. Yeah. All right, folks, we'll see if it happens. We'll let you know what's going on with the new NCU. Will it save Hollywood? Will it bring back? Will it revivify the cinemas? Well, we'll see. And it sounds like we'll see real soon. Pulling Hollyweird to the sensible center, the mainstream middle where money is made is not easy, but folks, you make it easy to make videos each and every day because sharing time with you is a great honor, and we never take it lightly. An attitude of gratitude every single time we have the chance to shine with you. Until the next time, we only ask that you click that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, don't worry about paying any kind of tuition for this free class and how entertainment works. You are on scholarship. Highest IQ on the internet, that's you for sure. Until the next time we have the opportunity to spend time together, folks, we just ask that you keep learning, keep growing, and as ever, keep having fun. Jump into the water!
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.